This is Sunil Sunder with the Oradell Sports Roundup. Today, I'm happy to be speaking with Samantha Campos, a senior at River Dell High School, a center fielder on the Golden Hawks varsity softball team, and recently committed to William Paterson University in Wayne, New Jersey. Samantha, thank you so much for taking some time out to speak with me today. Congratulations on your success.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Samantha, just right off the bat, wanted to ask you about committing to William Paterson University. What made that the perfect fit for you?
Originally I was gonna go far from home, but I went to the school and I toured it and I met the coach and a player, and I absolutely love the school, and it has everything I want and I need, and I feel like I want to be closer to home now, so it's just the perfect school and it's the perfect distance. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's fantastic. Hey, great facilities there at William Paterson. Can you talk about when you toured, in terms of the softball field, strength and conditioning? I'm sure that really, made a difference in terms of, the selection process.
The softball field the facility is beautiful, and I think they're gonna it's a great field. It's in a good spot. It's right next to the baseball field, which is next to the soccer field, so everything's kind of in like the same area. And then they have like a recreational center next to it where you can go to the gym or go to the basketball courts, and it's just like a very connected area with all the sports. Like everyone's kind of involved with everything.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And before we came in there, we're talking about the New Jersey Athletic Conference. Of course, I graduated from Rampo. The fact that you're going to William Paterson, top tier conference in the NJAC. Talk about, you could be playing against, some of the best, competition out there in terms of players and teams. Talk about how exciting that is, for next year, Samantha.
I'm very excited. It should be a lot of fun, and I think we could do really well. So I'm very, very excited to keep playing.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And let's talk about the coaching staff. Head coach Jessica Jacobson, assistant coach Cole Farley, and the volunteer assistant coach Stephanie Bush. Just talk about your interactions with Coach Jacobson so far, Samantha.
She's a great coach. I really think that we're going to get along well, and the way that she holds herself together with the team is just great, and the way that she made it into a family. They're really involved with the community and the team and the school, and I think that's a great thing to have, because teams that aren't bonded don't play well. So the way that she runs the team is great, and at the clinics I've been to with the players, everyone is happy to be there, and everyone really loves what they're doing. So it's a really good, and she's really good coach. Yeah.
That's terrific. As you know, you need a solid administration, athletic department as well. The athletic director, Kristen Foley. I'm just wondering, in terms of any communication with AD Kristen Foley, and just I'm sure that again, it's pivotal to have that in place. So just talk about that as well, Samantha.
Meaning how? What do you mean?
Oh, I'm sorry. No, just wondering, in terms of athletic directors, you see at River Dell, of course, with Dennis Nelson, and just wondering, with Kristen Foley, I'm sure, said, because it's not easy, in terms of running so many programs, but just talk about the support for the softball team as well. I just wanted to ask you about that.
The support is there. They're definitely involved with everything, and it's they're very involved with their sports. That's why the sports have been very well. Yeah. So I think it's really good. But they're very involved.
That's great. Good to hear. You said you've been keeping busy, in terms of playing softball. It didn't stop once the Golden Hawks, varsity softball season ended. You've been playing, summer ball, travel ball with the North Jersey Vipers. Talk about that experience, how much that's helped you in terms of keeping your skills and your those fundamentals, fresh.
It's great. I've been with the Vipers since my freshman year, and it's a great organization, honestly. We kind of had a split between the teams this year, so I went to a new team with new girls, and it was the best summer I've had. Those girls are great, and my coaches are great, and truthfully, my skills have developed so much over this summer to where I'm a completely different player than when I was last year, and I probably wouldn't have had the successes that I've had without those coaches coaching me, because they truly changed the game for me.
Yeah, no, that's tremendous. It's so awesome to hear. Okay, let's of course pivot to the River Dell Golden Hawks varsity softball team. You definitely flourished on the field this year in the center fielder position. You hit near 400, slugging percentage of 425, 17 runs scored, 27 hits, 15 RBIs. Significant improvement from the 2021 season.
Yes.
Talk about the training that went into this season in terms of that strength and conditioning with the team practices, but what you also did on an individual basis to see those numbers, again, skyrocket.
Right. This winter, as the team, we went to DeCharles over the winter, and I love it there. I've been going there since I was in elementary school. They're fantastic, and going there really helps because it's like a breath of fresh air. You get to see everyone again. You get to start playing with each other, and it's a really good introduction to the season, and they're very helpful there, so that's a plus. And individually, I'll have my Vipers practices, 2 a week. But I go for hitting lessons at Challenge U, and my hitting coach is the absolute best. It's fantastic. She's fantastic, and she really helped my swing this year. So I definitely got way more confident in my swing because of her and all the work I was doing during the weeks.
Yeah, as I alluded to before, there's so much that goes into it, with the strength and conditioning, nutrition there is. Everybody talks about the physical part of playing a sport, but I think also mentally you have to be in tune as well. To just talk about how you've been able to sort of shape that and be able to, again, use that to your advantage as well, Samantha.
Yeah, you have to be really mentally tough to play softball because it's a game of failure. No matter what, something it's never gonna go your way, no matter what. So you have to really be able to, if you make a mistake, get up from that and then move to the next, because I've been in positions where I'll mess up and then I'll be thinking about it, but there's another play and it can affect how you're playing throughout the game. And I think it's really important that you stay mentally tough and realize that it's just one play out of a whole 7-inning game. It's not gonna affect everything. You just have to be able to bounce back with your hitting or your fielding, whichever is best.
No, excellent points you made. Okay, talk to me about being up at the plate when you're facing, that opposing pitcher, what those moments are like in-game situation. I'm wondering what is transpiring, through your mind, Samantha.
What's transpiring is I'm just trying to relax, stay calm. I do the same thing when I get up to the plate. I hit my bat. I have my routine, and then I just focus on trying to see the ball and where it's coming. I want to be selective on my pitches and make sure I'm hitting good ones. And it's not really just about hitting the ball. It's about trying to benefit for the team. So you have to be able to hit the ball in order to score runs or move players around. So it's really important with that. And it's just, I try to focus on that as well as just trying to make contact, Yeah,
no, agreed. Okay, on the flip side, playing the center field position, important position, in terms of the team. You have to communicate, of course, with your outfielders, left fielder and right fielder. Just talk about playing that position. What makes it, unique and special to play, Samantha?
I love center field. It's so much fun. I feel like you have a lot of control over the field in center. And this year I was luckily to playing with 2 seniors with me in the outfield, and it's just so much fun because going for the pop-up or trying to catch it or throwing the runner out at any base, it's just so much fun. And it's kind of your own world in outfield. It's different than infield. It's high pressure, but it's a completely different world than infield is. And I'm glad I was able to see both throughout high school, infield and outfield.
That's true. That's great. Okay, let's talk about this team with 13-12, 2 4-game winning streaks. As I said, a senior class heavily led in terms of Apollonia Cortelli, Sophia Fernino, Taylor Troncosa, Milena Leopold, and Lizzie Krautheim. All those players meant so much, to this team these past 4 years. Talk about what you learned from them. And now, of course, you're stepping up here, as a senior as well this year. Just talk about, again, this class.
They were probably the best group of girls I had. This year, we were so much more bonded. And since I've known them for my whole life, it was really, really special to play with them. Very close with all of them. And obviously, I'm very sad to see them go. But our captains they led our team. They told us when we needed to fix stuff. They helped. And the girls that weren't captains, they were amazing too. They always had our backs no matter what. They were like mother figures to us. They helped us out so much. They were always there for us and always trying to keep us together and bonded. So they did a really good job. I'm going to miss them.
That is outstanding. Okay, it's a solid nucleus that's coming back. I mean, this team is not going to drop off next year.
Yeah.
We talk about the ace of the staff. I said not only on the pitching mound, but you at the plate, Gabby DeGroat, you have Grace Basil, you have Bella Molina, Casey Ziegler. You're coming. I mean, and then you add some more pieces here. There's some serious potential for next year to go far in terms of having not only a winning record, but also, in the state playoffs. Talk about that component as well.
I think that we're going to be great this year. Everyone is so talented in their own way, and everyone gives so much to the team and like by themselves that I think that if we really buckle down this year and play really solid defense and hit when we need to, I think we'll be really, really well and we can go far because everyone brings so many skills to the team. It's not just an individual game, like we all bring so much. So all of us playing together as one is really, really important.
Okay, I left 3 players out, and they'll get very mad at me if I don't name them. Helena Marcus. Helena played, set a phenomenal third base. Isabel Worthington, Isabel Hernandez, and again, you have the incoming freshman as well. Talk, first and foremost, the leadership at the top. Head coach Brian Calvary. Talk about coach. What he brings. To the table. I mean, he's been there for a number of years. What is it about Coach that, again, that really stands out? And, in terms of, I mean, the team has, again, enjoyed immense success, I said, over the years. Just talk about playing for him.
He's a great coach, honestly. You can really tell that he loves the game, and he always pushes us to our limits. And I've learned a lot in practices that I didn't know. And I've had opportunities to play new positions or hit in different spots because of him. And he really pushes us to win but we become a team together because of him. And without his love for the game or the way he coached us, we wouldn't have had any of the success that we've had this year or the past years. So it's really it's a foundation, and it started with him, and he does a really good job with us, and he's a great
I agree. Yeah, you really can see it's so evident, that chemistry and that cohesiveness, on and off the field. Hey, talk about the start to the 2022 season, the renaming of the field, Brenda Cannell Field. That was a very special moment, to start the year. Just talk about being part of that day.
It was amazing. Honestly, seeing so many people come to the field and support and meeting her, and it was just so much. It was great because it was filled with so much love and support for the softball team, and hearing everyone's speeches about her. You can really see how much the sport brings people together, and it creates such a family environment, which is super important. And I was very grateful to be a part of that because I'm never going to experience something like that ever again. And it's something I'll definitely remember. And she's definitely very deserving to have the field named after her.
Yes, definitely. Agree 100% with you. Okay. Putting that number 5 jersey on, whether it's home or it's away, what does that represent to you personally, Samantha?
The number 5 jersey, I honestly, just freshman year, I kind of just picked up whatever jersey were left, and I love that jersey now. That's my favorite number. Okay. Honestly, if I could switch my numbers, it would be 5 because I feel like when I put that on, I'm bringing the most to the table because I want us to do well and I want us to go far, and I love it. It's just it's a great experience, honestly, in those jerseys, and I'm so grateful to be playing for such a great school and everything. So it's important.
No, it's beautiful. Hey, take people behind the scenes because we don't get to see those bus trips. I mean, that's where you really get to know your teammates, and it's more than just being it's almost like a sisterhood. Just talk about these first 3 years, and now, of course, as again you enter your final year here on the team. What that has been, is at those moments for you.
Yeah, being on the bus is so much fun. We'll have speakers and we'll be listening to music and singing, and this year we did snack bags, so everyone kind of brought food for everyone, so that was great. And everyone kind of just gets to know each other. I've created such good friendships throughout the seasons that I have forever friends now because of it. And bus rides, whether it's pasta dinners where we'll go to each other's houses and we'll bring food, and everyone kind of just gets to sit around the table and get to know each other, and it's just a really good experience altogether.
No, that's great. Because it's not being just an athlete, it's being a student athlete as well, Samantha. I'm just wondering how you've been able to balance out. We always talk about time management, organization. It's not easy. Not everybody, again, is cut out for this. You really have to, again, be able to find that again, that medium. Just talk about what you've been able to do these first 3 years at River Dell High School, and I'm sure you have a system down pat now.
Hmm.
Just talk, because again, there's so much. You have practices, you have games, you have lifts. I mean, that takes up a huge chunk of your time. Just talk about how you've been able to set aside that space, to focus on your academics.
I think that it's super important to have time management because if you can't balance it out, you're going to fall behind. I found that making sure I get all my work, like a lot of work done in class, as much as I can get done, helps me so much. So that when I get home and I'm done, I can just finish everything up. But
Yeah.
I think being in contact with your teachers is really helpful because if you develop a good relationship with your teachers and they're aware of everything, you can get extensions on stuff if you need. I've been lucky enough to get extensions from a bunch of my teachers for if I need it because I'm jam-packed with practices or games, because in season it's tough because you have stuff every day and Sunday's your one day off to kind of get everything in. So you definitely have to be able to like get everything done, and writing stuff down is definitely helpful because if you forget, you're going to miss an assignment. So definitely important.
No, that's true. That's true. I had to ask you, the support from the student body, from this administration and athletic department, Principal Brian Pepe, Superintendent Patrick Fletcher, Athletic Director Dennis Nelson, just from top to bottom. You talk about just the incredible, cast here and just the structure in place. It doesn't get any better than this crew. Just talk about what they've meant to not only the varsity softball team, but also to the students as well.
I think they're fantastic. They're great. We always have everything ready for us and done. Mr. Pepe will come to our games and watch us play, but also just in school, Mr. Pepe's always there. You always see him. He'll say hello. I think that they do such a good job. Our athletic director's great. He's fantastic. We always have such good stuff with all of our sports. We always have such great successes in all of our teams. So I think they're really important. They do such a great job, and it's really important that they're there. And they really help us out a lot.
Okay, just talk about that. I mean, it's just amazing to see that wave of support from the student body for all the teams across the board. What is that? I mean, it must be an adrenaline rush and just really kick in to see that support, again, from your fellow students.
Yeah, it's so great. When people come to watch us play, it's like you want to play even better because people are watching. So it's great to have that support. And Riverdale's really good with that. Everyone supports everyone. I know after a bunch of softball games, me and my friends would go watch the baseball games, and we would go see them play and watch and cheer. And all around, seeing everyone play is great, and everyone supporting each other is great. So it's really good to have, and it's really good here.
There's another unique dynamic here. And I've asked, everybody this, 2 towns merging into one school. That is not easy to do. I mean, there's some places where you got 3 or 4, but 2 towns in Oradell and River Edge. So I had to ask you, what town you're from, Samantha?
I'm from River Edge, so.
Okay, from River Edge. So just talk about that, because it starts in middle school and then it translates over to the high school. But the fact that everybody has come together as one and really made it work, and you just, again, it's just so effective and seamless. Just talk about that. It's just, again, so fascinating to watch that. Just talk about that.
Going into middle school, it was definitely intimidating not knowing everybody, because I already knew people from Roosevelt and Cherry Hill, but everyone coming from OPS, I had no idea who they were. But you kind of realize that everyone's in the same boat as you in middle school. No one knows everyone. So you kind of all get to meet each other and create new friendships. And now going into our senior year, everyone knows everyone and everyone talks to everyone. It's like everyone's friends, and it's just, we all honestly bonded really well in our grade. I think we have great friendships throughout everyone.
Yeah, no, that's again, that's it's fantastic to see. Okay, just a couple more left. Samantha, I had to ask you, just coming back to softball. You've been playing for a long time, and I'm wondering what sports you played when growing up, and just what makes the game of softball so special to play.
I started playing softball when I was like 4, and I always was trying to be athletic. I wanted to be playing every sport. I played soccer and basketball and everything in between. But softball really stuck with me because I always was watching baseball as a kid, and
Okay.
softball with my dad. So it was something
Yeah.
that really just stuck with me. And when I started to get like decent at it, I was like, okay, maybe I could do something with this. And
Yeah.
I just love it. And it got me so many friends, and joining the travel team for the town, it
Yeah.
really like
Yeah.
brought a lot for me and really made me love the sport.
Yeah, I think again, a great point you made. Just playing youth sports, when you're early on, again, building up those friendships. I'm sure there are players who've been with together for a long time, and that those are memories that you'll always look back on fondly, Samantha.
Mm-hmm. Of course, I'm always gonna look at them, and those friendships I'm gonna keep forever. I'm always gonna support them. I'm always gonna cheer them
Yeah,
on. So I'm so
yeah.
lucky to have that.
There's a great pipeline. We talk about like from building from playing the town softball, youth sports, all the way up to going into middle school, then of course the high school. Talk about that, because there are players that we saw that with of course the varsity girls basketball team, a number of players 7, 8, 9 years playing together. That is really remarkable. It's unheard of. But just talk about how impressive that is to see the level of talent, like just come right through the system here at River Dell High School.
It's great, honestly. So people they're so talented. Like all of our sports, everyone is so talented, and they really start young, and then everyone comes up together, so everyone knows how everyone plays together. And it's good to have that group you come up with. The 4 girls I've been with, or 3 girls I've been with for softball, like starting freshman year on varsity, we've been playing with each other since we were in like 3rd grade. So we all know where we success and where we fail, but it's great. It's great to see, because everyone is just so talented.
Yeah, no, it's a great support system to have in place. Okay. Yeah, I got to ask you about family, because they're most important. Parents, if you have any siblings, just what they've meant to you here during your academic and athletic journey, Samantha.
My parents and my sister are definitely my biggest supporters. My mom is a constant. She's been through with everything with me. She drives me to every showcase, Connecticut, Pennsylvania, Massachusetts. She takes me everywhere. And she even like coached one of my teams, even though she didn't really know much about softball. She still wanted to be there. But she's really been there through thick and thin, and my dad's a huge supporter too, and I really do appreciate everything they do for me, like, honestly. And my sister, even though she doesn't like sports, she's like, they're my biggest supporters. I wouldn't be where I am without them.
That's fabulous. Hey, I have to ask you about that. Traveling to different states, that must be really, neat that you get to experience, like, how other teams play, meeting other players. It's a great way to connect and be able to share your experiences, of course, back here at River Dell High School, and playing in the town league in River Edge as well. Just talk about that as well.
Yeah, it's great, because the club team, you're meeting so many people from so many different towns, so you're already with people who you don't know, and going to different states and meeting players from other teams if you do clinics or camps. It's great. And when you have downtime, you get to like explore, like you can go to Boston if you're in Massachusetts, or you can like go to a museum or something. Like it's just a lot of fun, and you get to see new things, and everything's different from Jersey. So
yeah, I know it gives you definitely that different perspective on the way of life, in different in other states as well. Hey, I think before you get the final word, I think you're in just an outstanding spot to offer advice to younger kids and athletes, especially, we talk about women's sports, with girls in youth sports. There's so many challenges, we talk about social media and, other factors as well. There's so much pressure with academics as well. What you would say to them in terms of just being able to navigate these, sort of turbulent times?
I think that you really just have to like try and stay grounded, because you have to be able to like be with be with yourself to like be able to do everything, and you have to make yourself happy before you can make everyone else happy. And whether you're with academics or sports, you want to be doing the best that you can, but you also don't want it to affect you, like your health or anything. So I think like staying healthy mentally and physically is really important, and being able to talk to people if you need help is super duper important with sports and school, because having a support team is what's going to get you through a lot of tough times. And I've been lucky to have a great support system behind me my whole life, so I feel like having that is super important with academics and sports and just school and life in general.
Yeah, no, well said. Hey, one more before you, and it popped up into my head in terms of the technology and even with social media, but really the technology aspect, because I'm sure like with, people recording games, highlights, you're able to go back, and I've asked athletes is to sort of, you could figure out like, what you did right, what you did wrong, positives, negatives, something, you may have missed, try to work on for the next practice or game. Just wondering if you've been able to sort of tap into that, because I know a lot of athletes are dependent on that. Just wanted to get your feed, from that as well.
I've been lucky enough to be able to take advantage of that. Whether I have my parent record me or we have cameras for some of our games, so I can go back and look. And I can fix my swing. Normally, I'll step out of my swing. So if I see that I'm doing that, I can adjust. And fielding wise too, like if I took a wrong step and I ended up missing the ball or something, it gives you the opportunity to fix your mistake and then change it for the next time you go out and play. And it's very helpful for you to have and see what you're doing wrong physically and not someone just telling you, so you can really like adjust it.
Yeah, no, it's terrific. Okay, Samantha, you get the final word and message here for family, friends, classmates, teammates, especially on the River Dell Golden Hawks varsity softball team, North Jersey Vipers, and the past teams and coaches, towns of Oradell and River Edge, especially River Edge, and River Dell High School, the student body at administration athletic department. I give you the floor. And also, don't want to forget William Paterson University, said your new home next year in 2023, coaches, teammates, floor is yours.
Okay. I guess,
I know it's a lot to list, but I'm gonna give you the last word.
I think this season we're gonna do really well with softball. So like we're just gonna continue to play well. We'll have a great season. Everyone will do well. William Paterson this year, they're gonna be great this season. They have a bunch of great players, great coaching staff. They're gonna do great. I'm gonna try and go see some games. Friends and family, everyone's good. Hello, I don't know. But then the Riverdale support system, school's coming back up, so it's going to be great to see everyone again and go to the games and support everyone. And football and soccer and all that's coming up, so everyone should go see the games and support them.
Sounds good. Hey, Samantha, just an incredible honor and privilege being able to interview you. Congrats again on your success here. You still have a year left, as I said. Can't wait to see what you do. Of course, next year, on the varsity, the Golden Hawks varsity softball team, and wishing you all the best again in your freshman year at William Paterson University in the fall of 2023.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.